Hello there, welcome back to my channel, Juella. So this is actually my first official video of 2021 and it's all about diets. Dieting, healthy eating, lifestyle changes, little tweaks and just stuff like that really. So it was my idea to just kind of document this type of thing, basically for my own good, to hold myself accountable for hopefully, fingers crossed, managing to lose some weight. But I know it's going to be very slow and very gradual. But if anyone's ever heard of the story The Tortoise and the Hare by Aesop's Fables, then you will know that the tortoise is the one who wins the race. But it's going to be a very slow race indeed for me, like literally crawling, absolutely tippy-toe crawling. But as long as I get there in the end, that's all that matters. So what I'm going to share with you today basically is how much I weigh. It is absolutely mortifying to step on the scales sometimes, especially seeing as I haven't done that in like over a year. I did it for the first time a couple of days ago and I was mortified at how much I weighed. I really was. I literally texted one or two of my friends, one or two of my very close friends, and I was like, seriously, I'm this heavy, like, oh my goodness. But because of medication and lots of different things, it happens, guys. Even if it's not because of medication with some people, these things happen as you get a little bit older. And I am 38, so I'm not exactly a spring chicken, but I'm not over the hill either. I'm kind of in between. So yeah, it's just one of those things. It happens, and the best thing you can do is accept, you know, just accept that you've gained weight, the reasons why you might have gained weight, and just look at little things you can do to kind of tweak your lifestyle and the way that you eat. Like, assess what you're eating and see if there's any changes that you can make. At least that's what I'm doing, okay? And I know there was changes that I had to make for sure. I do eat quite healthy sometimes, but then again, the other half of the time I don't eat healthy. It was very 50-50 for me. And changing that is going to take some effort indeed, like literally massive effort. There's no shame in anyone saying that they enjoy their food, and I do enjoy my food. I wouldn't say I was a comfort eater. I'm not an emotional eater. I enjoy my food, and there's no shame in saying that you enjoy your grub. So yeah, anyway, right, what I'm going to share with you right now, first things first, is how much I weigh, which, like I say, I was ashamed to say how much I weigh, but I take full responsibility for how much I weigh. So in kilograms, I weigh, as of today, 96.2 kilograms, which is literally just over 15 stone. That is far too heavy for my frame, my bone structure, my skeleton, and my height. It is far too heavy. It's probably too heavy by around about 5 stone. I would personally say that my body and my frame would sit comfortably at around 10 stone. The NHS, a doctor would tell us it would be about 8.5 stone, but I would be emaciated if I was 8.5 stone. I've been there before when I was like 17 years old and I literally weighed about 8 stone 8, and it wasn't right. It wasn't right for us, it really wasn't. And to be honest, my health problems were still there. So it wasn't the, you know, because I'm like a little bit bigger now, that's not the reason why I've got health problems. But sadly, if I don't get rid of the flab, then I think that the health problems will only increase as I get older. So anyway, just to clarify that one, it's not always your size that'll kind of give you health issues, but it obviously can. Not only that, guys, I am also pre-diabetic, and yeah, that's something that I want to try and reverse as quickly as possible. I've been pre-diabetic for the last 2 years. I was told to eat a high fibre diet, a low salt and low sugar diet. I haven't done that for the last 2 years, but I did have my bloods checked out. I think it was last year sometime. I had the nurse come out and she did my bloods, and I'm still the same, pre-diabetic. So I'm not fully diabetic. I'm in that kind of orange amber area, which is kind of going towards being diabetic. And if I don't reverse it now by trying to make a valiant effort with weight loss and healthier lifestyle and making some switches and some tweaks, then sadly I would probably become diabetic type 2. And obviously I don't want that. I really don't. So, like I say, I weigh 96.2 kilograms, which is roughly 15 stone. Just over 15 stone by your midgies, like little tiny bit. So my goal weight in 2 years time, by the time I'm 40, is going to be 10 stone or thereabouts. If it's a few pounds more, fair enough, I'm absolutely fine with that. Even if it's 10.5 stone in 2 years time, I'm absolutely fine with that. I think that it's so important that you don't solely focus on what the number says on the scales, because, you know, and the same with dress sizes, to be quite honest, because the most important thing is how you feel in yourself with your body, how your fitness levels feel. Bearing in mind my fitness level is absolutely hideous, but anyway, hopefully that'll get a little bit better over the next 2 years. But I'm still not going to be no more Farah. I won't be running any marathons. I won't be doing anything like that. I'm never going to be an athlete of any sorts. Although I was a dancer in the past, I did do a lot of dancing and I did like to play a few sports. But yeah, sadly not so much now. And yeah, it's hard, and you should never really solely focus on what the scales say, or you should never focus on your BMI number. That's my personal opinion. Some doctors and nurses out there might tell you differently. Bearing in mind, I'm not a professional. I'm a professional in different capacities, but I'm not a doctor or a nurse, and I'm not even a dietitian, but I do have some kind of knowledge within these areas, but definitely not a professional. Absolutely not. So you should always take advice from medical professionals, from your GPs, your nurses, your doctors, that type of thing. But yeah, for me, don't focus on the scales, don't focus on your BMI, don't even focus on your dress size really. Just focus on how you feel within yourself, how you feel, like if you feel comfortable in your clothes. And for me, it's about feeling comfortable again in my clothes and out of my clothes. Because when I go in the shower, like when I get out, I look in the mirror, and I could very quickly wrap the towel around us, same when I get out the bath, you know. And I don't like what I see. Like when I look at my, bare body, my naked body, I just think, oh my goodness, like hideous, absolutely hideous. And I haven't even got the excuse of having a mummy tummy, because I don't have children and I've never had children. I've got a stepdaughter, but obviously I didn't give birth to my stepdaughter. So yeah, it's difficult to see yourself. But one of the most important first steps you can make in any weight loss journey is to actually look at yourself in the mirror, both fully clothed and naked, and really visualize what you look like. But don't stay for too long if obviously it really upsets you. But just try and kind of accept what size you are and how you look, and then take it from there as day one. That is the first positive step you can make with any weight loss journey. That's just my opinion. Now obviously, if you're fully able to take any kind of weight loss boosters, which would be, there's lots of different things out there. There's lots of different potions that you can drink or pills that you can take that help aid your weight loss at the very beginning. But for me, they are not maintainable. That's my personal opinion. I don't think that they're completely safe to take for a long kind of stretch, a period of time. Some people out there might disagree. That's fair enough. This is just my opinion. I just think you're so much safer doing it like completely organically. When I say organically, if you can eat organic foods, fantastic. But what I mean is you've just got to do what's right for you. When I say organically, just, your own way. Like you'll kind of come into one as you do it, You'll find what works for you and what doesn't. I don't believe in using any kind of potions and weight loss kind of aids like that. I don't personally believe in that. Even if I could take them, and I know I can't take them because I'm caffeine sensitive, but they do ones that are for people who are caffeine sensitive as well. But I still wouldn't go there, guys. I really wouldn't, because they will make you lose weight a little bit quicker at first, but the minute you stop taking them, your weight loss will come to a halt. When you first start losing weight, it comes off in water generally, okay? So depending how big you are, say for instance my size, 15 stone or 96 kilograms, I would say that the first 14 pounds, the first stone that you lose in weight, will come off in water generally. It really, really will. So that is not like the fats out your body, it's just fluids basically coming off your body at first. So that can happen even when you take these boosters to try and help you lose weight at the beginning, And then once the waters came off, then it's got to start tackling the fat. It's got to start burning the fat. And that's the hard bit, is to trying to burn the calories off, to burn the fat off. And that's when your eating, kind of healthy eating plan really comes into play, as does your exercise plan. And I would say that's after 2 to 4 weeks of starting a diet. That's my opinion. bearing in mind I've tried XYZ amount of diets under the sun. I've bought the t-shirt 5 or 6 times, ran round the block in it, came back, stripped off and put a new t-shirt on and tried that one. I have tried lots of different diets. Bearing in mind I've not stuck to them for very long, but I know what kind of works for me and what might not work for me. But everybody is different. So if you do take anything to aid your weight loss, just make sure you clear it with your doctor as well and ask how long it's kind of safe to take those ingredients within those potions or within those capsules or tablets that you take, just because that is actually so important to get that clear with a medical professional as well. Anyway, so yeah, my weight as of today, guys, as of literally half an hour ago, and the time now is 4:15 in the afternoon. It's already pitch black outside, like seriously, it's really dark. So I'm 96.2 kilograms. If I'd weighed myself this morning, I might have been just under 96, but obviously I've already eaten food. So basically what I did last night, I sat there and I did a meal plan. It's just to basically scribble on paper, a meal plan and then a little snack list of things. So just before I start, because how many minutes am I? 11 minutes in. So sorry, this might be a bit of a waffle and long video, but it is quite relevant to what I need to say. I'm going to go through with my meal plan for the week with you, but before I do that, I'm just going to tell you a little quick story. Absolute nightmare happened to me on New Year's Day. No, not New Year's Day. New Year's Eve, not New Year's Day, but it kind of goes into New Year's Day. Anyway, I was expecting my Sainsbury's food shop and delivery on New Year's Eve, and for everyone who already knows me, you'll realise that I obviously can't get out the house. I'm housebound. If you don't already know that, then yes, I'm agoraphobic. I don't go out the house. So anyway, I get my food shopping delivered, and for the very first time ever, it got declined, the payment, which I found really strange because I knew I had plenty of money in my bank account and plenty of money in my husband's, and it was actually coming off my husband's card, not mine. So I basically rang them straight away. It was literally on the morning that it was getting delivered, and I just said, you know, what's happened, like, you know, do you want to try my card again? They said we can try one more time and one alternative card. So they tried one more time on my husband's card, didn't work. They just said the bank's declined it, so we didn't know what happened there. And then I tried my bank card thinking that'll definitely work, because obviously I know there's money in there and I don't normally use it for the food shopping. At least I hadn't for a few months. Anyway, declined. So he said, look, I'm sorry, but your shopping order's going to have to be cancelled. And I said, well, can you not just hang on for 10 minutes while I contact the bank, and then I'll get back to you and hopefully they'll, you know, unblock the decline basically and let it go through. No, we can't do that. It's company policy. So I said, great. And I literally started to cry on the phone because I was so distressed. Because I said, look, you know, I'm housebound. I'm actually quite vulnerable, you know. There's no other way of me getting my shopping. I rely heavily upon the online deliveries. Is there no way that you can please just wait 5 minutes until I can contact Barclays? Anyway, no, sorry, we can't do that. So I hung up the phone, and within a minute I got a text from Barclays. Could you just confirm that this is blah-de-blah-de-blah, Sainsbury's trying to take XYZ amount of money out your account? And I responded with a Y for yes, because that's what it told us to do. And it said, okay, the payment should go through now. So I thought, champion, hopefully it's gone through within time. Hopefully it hadn't been fully cancelled. So I rang Sainsbury's back. No, it had been cancelled and they wouldn't do anything about it for us. The guy, he was pleasant enough on the phone. He probably has to take so much crap off people, as customer service people do. Bless them, it's not a job I would like. But yeah, he couldn't do anything about it for us. So I checked the next slot for delivery, and it was literally the 4th or the 5th of January, which is actually tomorrow or the day after. And I just said, that's too far away. I don't have enough kind of food in the house to last us until then, which I probably would have at a stretch, but it would have been difficult, and I certainly wouldn't have been able to start my diet. I really wouldn't have been able to. So anyway, nightmare struck with the food shopping. So my diet consequently actually just started pretty much yesterday and today. I managed to go online and get an Asda delivery, which came yesterday on the 2nd, but half the stuff was unavailable and half of it was. Thankfully, there was loads of fruit and vegetables available, so I managed to get loads of vegetables, loads of salad stuff, and I've got no excuses not to use them because I've got them in my fridge now. Anyway, that's just a little story about that for you, but I will not in a hurry order with Sainsbury's ever again, because they really did drop me in the doo-doo on New Year's Eve. They seriously did. and I couldn't stick to starting the very first day of the new year with the meal plan that I'd actually originally planned out, which I consequently scrumpled up into a ball and put in the bin because I thought I can't use it now because I haven't got the stuff in. Anyway, so like I say, I went on Asda and they were spot on, they were perfect. Yes, there was substitutes, but it was fine, it was absolutely fine. So once I'd got my stuff yesterday, sat on the couch last night watching the TV, I did a meal plan. So yesterday for breakfast I had some toast with a very thin scraping of lightest Lurpak butter on. I can't stand margarine. Don't know about anyone else, but I don't like utterly butterly. I don't like margarine. I don't like Flora. My husband likes Flora, but I don't like that. So I just still use Lurpak, but I use the lightest one, so it's a little bit less fat, and I only have a little bit on. So I had some toast with that on and a little bit of blackcurrant jam. And the bread was Danish. It was Weight Watchers Danish bread. For lunch we had, not very often, we had a king prawn linguine ready meal. So these are just ready meals from Asda, which are really quite small, and the calories aren't really that high. I think they're about 500 calories, which isn't that high, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, I had one of those, and it was really tasty, it was really nice. Needless to say, we were still hungry an hour later, but never mind. For dinner we had some chicken, some Mediterranean roasted vegetables, and a few little oven chips, just literally a handful. You could count on one hand the amount of chips I had. I probably had about 5 chips, and yeah, that's literally all I had. But after we had dinner, guys, both me and my husband were sat there on the couch last night, 7:30, starving. We could have ate the horse and kept going back for the jockey. We were really hungry, and that's because we're used to bigger portion sizes. It's not because we're complete, you know, big fat slobs. It's just because we're used to slightly bigger portions and possibly more carbohydrates. We didn't really have that many carbs. So yeah, sitting there thinking, I'm hungry, I'm starving, what am I going to do? My husband joked on, oh, I just fancy a kebab. And I nearly started to cry because he knows that I love a kebab. And I was thinking, no, Julie, don't do it. Even though he would have quite happily ordered one and we could have shared a kebab. It would have really just put the diet out the window, let's face it. So I put my foot down and I said, no, we have got a fridge full of food, which I've just literally gotten. So we're going to go in the fridge and see if there's something healthy that we can kind of quickly rustle up. So that's what I did, guys. I went in the fridge and I pulled out a packet of seafood sticks, which back in the day when I was a kid were called crab sticks. So I got a packet of seafood sticks out and we literally demolished the whole pack. But that's all right because they're really low fat. But I was still hungry after I'd ate them. So I ended up eating some baked crisps, which are like the healthy crisps, are like 50% less fat. And my husband had a packet of normal crisps because he's only got a stone or 2 to lose, whereas I've got 2 stones. So I'll have the healthier ones and he can have the normal ones. But after that, I was still a little bit peckish, guys. I'm not going to lie. I was still hungry, but I left it. I went to bed a little bit hungry and I just left it. Yes, I woke up in the night feeling a bit sick because I felt hungry, but that's because my body was craving something sweet. I'm pretty sure it was. And one more thing, I've got to be so careful because I am hyperglycemic. So if my body tells us that I really need to have something to eat, then I really need to have something to eat, you know. Anyway, right, Sunday, which is today. The plan was to have toast for breakfast, but we had a lie-in and we didn't get up till 11 o'clock. So toast went out the window, breakfast went out the window, and I just skipped breakfast, which isn't a good thing, but there was no way we could have it. By the time I got up, had a shower, washed my hair, dried my hair, it was lunchtime. So for lunch I had some flatbreads with loads of salad, cucumber, tomatoes, spring onions, and a little bit of lean bacon. So basically like a posh BLT in a flatbread. And for dinner, which I haven't had yet, which I'm going to go and cook very shortly, we have got chili salmon, which I'm going to do with some stir-fried veg and some little baby salad potatoes. So that is the plan for dinner. Now, snack-wise today, so far, we have had a little snack, to be honest with you. I had one of those flump marshmallows, which are really low in calories and fat, actually. Obviously, they've got sugar in them, but it was just a little sweet hit for us because I had them in the house, and at the end of the day, food that we've already got in the house, guys, we're going to have to get through at some point, so it's best to get it out of the way now a little bit. But also, if you really need that little sweet hit, then just have it. Honestly, as long as you don't demolish like loads and loads of this stuff, just have that little bit, if it just keeps things at bay, those little cravings. But snack wise, cucumber, carrot with hummus, a little small amount of hummus, apples, that type of thing if you cut them into slices. You could even dip the apples in peanut butter, which I know is quite fattening, but it's just for a little bit of flavour, a little bit of texture difference with the apple. Nuts, fresh oranges, baked crisps, and also make sure you drink plenty of fluids, which is what we're doing, because sometimes when you're hungry you might actually just be thirsty, so it's worth considering that. If you think you're hungry, before you have anything to eat, have a big glass of water or a glass of dilute juice, or anything that basically doesn't have sugar in and maybe it's just got sweeteners in. I would say preferably just water, maybe with slices of lemon in or something, and some ice cubes, which I love in the summertime actually. Anyway, so that's today's dinner. Then I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday sorted out as well. So I'll just quickly go through with you what my plan for food is this week. By the way, my breakfast every day is toast, so I won't keep kind of reflecting on that. Monday lunch, salad, flatbreads, boiled eggs and hummus. I know it's quite a mixture, but quite healthy and quite balanced. Dinner, chicken stir fry with vegetables and a small amount of rice. Tuesday lunch, a ham and beetroot sandwich. Dinner, homemade burgers, which is made out of extra lean beef mince, and some salad and some homemade chips, which I do in the oven with some really low fat spray, like sunflower oil on them. I think it's sunflower oil, but it's just this 1 cal spray that you spray on stuff. I've been using it for years and it's all right. Don't get us wrong, I prefer oil, but this stuff's okay. So then Tuesday, ham and beef. Have I already said Tuesday? Yes, I have. I've already said Tuesday. Sorry about that. Wednesday, fish cake, salad and egg for lunch. For dinner, chicken stir fry and rice. There's a lot of chicken stir fry and rice going on, but I've got lots of veggies to use, and chicken is quite a lean meat to have, to be honest. Thursday, basically a ham and cheese savoury sandwich. Obviously cheese is quite fattening, so you've got to keep that to a minimum, but I make my own cheese savoury with lots of grated carrot, a little bit of white cabbage and raw onion as well, a small amount of salad cream or mayonnaise, some fresh lemon, some mustard, whole grain mustard, and some salt and pepper, and that's about it really. And I just put a small amount of cheese in, so it's quite varied, so it's not as fattening as you think when I say cheese savoury. And for dinner, vegetarian sausages, some homemade potato wedges and some baked beans. Friday, some soup for lunch. I'll probably make some homemade vegetable soup. And for dinner, it'll be a takeaway. I am not going to deprive myself of my Friday night takeaways, because I do really look forward to them, as does my husband. I look forward to a day off cooking as well. You know, us housewives, it's always nice to have that day off from cooking. Anyway, I think my camera battery's about to go, so I might have to quickly go, not my battery, sorry, like the video time. I think it's about to kind of lapse over. So I don't know if I'm going to have to quickly pause this video and come back to you, which I should probably do really. So yeah, I will be back in a minute, guys. Hello guys, I'm back. So yeah, just had a little hiccup there with the timing on my video. It was flashing at us as if to say it was going to cut us off, and I didn't know if it was the battery. But anyway, I'm still here. So yeah, that is basically the food plan for this week. Now, whether I stick to it or not, guys, I think I will, because to be honest, there's a lot of food there which when I've read it out, you're probably thinking that doesn't really sound too kind of like diety type food. I mean, yes, it sounds varied and balanced, but there's nothing there which screams, oh my goodness, you're going to be eating like a rabbit. So it is good wholesome food, and it is all about portion size control for me, because my portion sizes are far too big. I don't have the excuse of feeding a couple of grown-up lads in the house, other than my husband, you know, and he does eat quite hefty sized portions, but he's quite tall. He's nearly 6 foot, and yeah, he's not a skinny little rake, bless him, but he's not fat either. But what's my excuse? I'm 5'2", so you know, I don't need hefty sized portions other than to feed the current size of my stomach, which is like a Michelin tire around my stomach area. The worst place you can actually hoard and carry weight, guys, this is another thing I wanted to touch on, is the middle of your body. So basically anything from the neck all the way to the hips. This is the worst area to store fat and extra kind of flab and fat on your body. So yeah, that's my main place I'm storing it. Overall, I think I carry my weight quite evenly, but I would say it's definitely mainly the middle of my body. As far as like body shapes goes, mine used to be quite hourglass shaped, and then over the last 10 years it became slightly more apple shaped, which is kind of rounded, as you can imagine, an apple. So yeah, the best type of body shape to have, if you carry your weight, like if you're pear shaped and you're quite kind of slender on the top and you go in at the waist and you've got like big hips, big legs, big bum, that's actually fairly safe as far as, you know, health complications goes. You would have minimal, you really would. But if you're like me and you're apple shaped and you're carrying a bit of an extra tire or two around your stomach, that is the worst place you can carry it, because most of your organs are obviously in the middle of your body, and that is honestly the worst place you can carry it. So for me, it's about focusing on my stomach area. I mean, I would like my legs to be a little bit slimmer and definitely toned up a bit more, although I do have quite toned calves anyway, but the top half of my legs definitely a bit flabby and they could definitely do with slimming down a little bit. My bum isn't actually that big, to be quite honest, as far as like sizes go. When I take like my underwear, when I put my underwear on, my knickers, I'm a size 14. I'm quite happy with having a size 14 bottom. I don't think that's bad. But it's my stomach. My stomach's a size or two bigger than that. So yeah, it's just not nice. It's really not nice. And I've only got myself to blame for it, because I've allowed myself to eat and become quite sedate really over the last however many years. Now yes, illness does come into play, but I'm not going to start moaning about that or blaming it 100%, because it's also my choices, you know. It's about my choice of what I've chose to eat. So if I've chosen to give in to cravings, that's my choice to have done that. But certain things are my fault and certain things aren't my fault, is what I'm saying. And it's probably the case for most of us out there. Anyway, so yeah, this is basically my chat about Let's Talk Diets, Let's Talk Weight Loss. And if anybody wants to join me on this journey, you are more than welcome. If anyone wants to share hints, tips, ideas, advice, anything you want to share, then please pop it in the description bar below. I'm so sorry that this video is going to be a really long one. It's going to be bordering on half an hour long, I'm pretty sure. So I'm so sorry about that. And if you've stayed to watch the whole thing, then you deserve a medal. You seriously, truly do. And yeah, today's video wasn't beauty orientated at all, as you can tell, because I haven't barely got any makeup on. I've got no face makeup on whatsoever. I just put a little bit of red lipstick on, a flick of mascara, a tiny bit of eyeliner, and that is literally it. As you can tell, because I look pretty hideous, but anyway, like I say, this was all about diet, weight loss and food talk. So I'm hoping that, you know, by me doing this, firstly that I stick to it and it might inspire others. I'm kind of hoping that it will. And I'm being quite open about how much I weigh. It's not easy to come on camera and openly turn around and say, I weigh 96 kilograms, 15 stone. That is not easy to say, trust us, but I've got self-acceptance within myself to have done that. And, you know, I give myself a pat on the back for coming forward and saying it. I could have, you know, made it smaller, but I didn't. I told the truth. I am 15 stone and that is far too big. 10 stone, here I come by the time I'm 40. Hopefully, guys. Anyway, so if anyone's got any questions on anything, then please whack it in the descriptions, and not in the description, whack it in the comments below. See, I'm getting tongue tied now. That's because I'm desperately trying to round up this video before it gets far too long. So yeah, if you've got anything that you would like to ask, then pop it in the comments below. And honestly, I'm an open book. I would quite happily, you know, chat to anybody about any of this. And yeah, I think that's it for now really, guys. I'm going to be doing these updates every Sunday. So Sunday the 10th, I will be doing another one of these talks, but it'll be a lot shorter. It's just this one's a little bit longer because it's the very first one. So my next one will be just a meal plan of what my next week's meal plan is, and if I've stuck to this week's meal plan, if I've fallen off the wagon much, and how much the scale says next Sunday. When it comes to weighing yourself, guys, don't be tempted to jump on them scales too often. So don't go jumping on them every day, because honestly, it's not a good idea. Once a week is often enough. And even if you don't see that number shift, don't be disheartened, because it just means that you need to tweak things or up your fitness or up your physical activity. It just means tweaks, okay, guys? So don't be disheartened if, like me, you step on the scales next week and I'm doubtful that I'm going to see any change. I really, really am, because I'm not really, like I say, there's still kind of sweeties in the house to eat off Christmas, although I'm going to try and push them on to my husband. I'm going to have to try really hard, I really am. But it's about doing things gradually and just weaning yourself off things. So making little food swaps and stuff like that. Anyway, right, I think I've talked long enough now, haven't I? So I really best say bye for now. But thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget, I do still have a giveaway running, which will probably be running for one hell of a long time, because I've probably made that subscriber number a little bit too high at 750 subs. And I think I'm currently at 550, so I'm quite a way away off that number. But goals are good, just like the 5 stone weight loss in 2 years' time. If I reach anywhere near that, I'll be ecstatic. Even if I only got down to 12 stone, which is still, you know, overweight, I would still be ecstatic at having managed to lose something. Because to lose a little something is better than losing nothing at all. So yeah. Right, I'm definitely wrapping it up now, so thank you so much for watching, and I will be back through the week with different videos. I do have a beauty box due. I think my Look Fantastic box is due tomorrow on Monday. Whether I get it on Monday or not is another kind of matter. It'll probably come late, because obviously the post's still working on a bit of a backlog. But yeah, I'm due some beauty boxes, so hopefully I'll be recording this week to show you some new content. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video and hopefully not found it too boring. I'm so sorry if you have, but thanks for sticking with us. And yeah, I'll be back to you next week with another diet update. Until then, everybody take care. If you're starting your diets, please stick with it. Don't be disheartened. If you fell off the wagon already, it doesn't matter. Dust yourself off, get yourself back up and jump back on the wagon. Seriously, it's all about that. It's not about, you know, falling off the wagon and staying down. It's about getting back up. You know, that is the most important thing. And now I'm starting to sound like Rocky Balboa, because I was nearly going to get some Rocky Balboa lines in there. It's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep getting back up. But anyway, right, I'm going to shut up now, because I'm not Rocky Balboa. But I do like Rocky. Anyway, right, I'm going to go. Everyone take care. Have a great week. Just me again. That camera actually cut me off before I could say goodbye. So I just wanted to quickly say goodbye. Basically, I'm sat here holding my camera. It's not on its little tripod anymore. So hopefully it gives us enough time to say goodbye. I pretty much think that my memory card must be full, so I've got to start wiping it. Anyway, yeah, take care everybody, and I will see you all in the week, okay? Bye for now.